Well, well, well. Hi, yo. Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are doing good today. Well, well, well. If it isn't Ev, it is me. Hello, a watercolorist. Hi. It's a boom. Hello, hello. Arctic Journals, hello. How is everyone? Alright. I'm not entirely sure what I'll do today. Pickle? Qu'est-ce que tu fais? T'as les réveillé sa sœur. Sorry, yeah. Cat shenanigans. Fait d'exercice? I have tea. Tea, very important tea. Shenanigans is my middle name. I think it's the cat's middle name too. Ow, ow, I keep hitting my knees. Am I in frame? Not quite. This is kind of poopy. This is somewhat poopy, but... Hold on. Alright. Oh good, did a study with my Mungir watercolor, didn't like them. Oh no. I went back to trusty ones, got much. Oh no. Oh, that's a bummer. Right. Okay. So I have this stretched paper that's a very, it's either a very like vertical or very horizontal format. And I don't really know what to draw in it. And that's what I want to kind of maybe figure out perhaps quickly and then do it and then maybe paint it. But I've looked at all my references and I've been trying to find something to do with it. And I gotta find a formula or something because I have quite a lot of that size paper. So yeah, I need to figure it out. Otherwise I'm gonna be stuck with a bunch of papers that I don't know what to do with. Hello, Pumpkin. Hello, Toasty. Is Toasty Alia? Is that someone else? Either way, hi, hello. If I remember correctly, the Mungyo watercolors are very similar to all the Prima Marketing and like Jane Davenport kind of I have some, but I haven't spent very much time with them at all. I might have to take them out to. I'm Heather. Oh, well, hello then. Hi. It's nice to see you. Sorry for confusing you with someone else. I got them because curiosity, they're kind of student grade and a bit grainy. Yeah. Also, it was unreasonably difficult for me to type reacquainted. It is a weird word, right? With the CQU. I blame the French somehow. Hold on. What's the French of reacquainted? I don't know if there's a French for reacquainted. A good instinct blaming the French. They are definitely perpetrator of too many consonants. I mean, are we? Are we more a culprit of too many consonants or too many vowels? I mean, we still came up with the OUILLE nonsense. Rencontre nouveau. So it is not a French word, so it's not based on French, right? This is all your fault. Imagine me with English, not my first language. I mean, I can't say for everyone, but there's at least 3 of us in chat, and well, me, who's for who English is a second language. Thankfully, there are not more words. Is it a Basque word? Language was a mistake. Okay, reacquainted sounds way easier than its French equivalent. Yeah. You're talking about a crime of too many vowels. Check out nouveau. Alright, I got an idea. Let's take it for a spin. It's gonna be a bit awkward to fit in. I'm gonna pop open some images on my computer, so sec. Looking for something very specific, but it is within a bajillion files. Where is it? And wait, anything. If I don't find it this run around, I'll make do, but right. For me, it's a third, but I do speak quite well, or so I heard from native speakers. I mean, you write quite well, so. No idea. I was saying Basque because I think it's famous for having long sequences of lots of vowels, consonants. I mean, in terms of piling up letters, I think you can't beat the Germans. And respondingly to what I've said, were you saying you have a lot of that? Yeah, I do. I do. I have a substantial stash of it. Oh, singing stream when? Absolutely never. Unless I want everyone to vacate the premises really quickly. Right, so I can a little bit good. Germans are easily beaten by the Polish. For sure? Are you sure about that? Right? Right. Pencil, pencil, pencil. Pencil, eraser, more eraser, and more eraser, and blue pencil. Consonants one after another. Got some, but struggling to use it efficiently. A lot of pen. Comically large bookmark. I mean, you can always crop it up in smaller, like sort of square-ish, or like definitely more square. Perhaps a a 4:3 ratio, good old TV ratio. But yeah, there's quite a lot of subjects that I like to do in that kind of format. But I also have to keep in mind, like during a stream, and there's also a bunch that I've already done. I feel like it's a really fun format for seascapes, but I have done a substantial amount of those, so I don't really know anymore if it's justified to make even more of those. this is a very suspicious shape I'm drawing. I am fully aware of it, but it's gonna be a lighthouse with a little house. And then over here I'm gonna have a foreground with a cat on it. There you go. Practice space for getting really good at graded watch. Yeah, mountain ranges, sea, like the sea is also very interesting to make on this kind of format. It's just that I've done many of those, and I already feel like I'm not very original. Doing any more of these would be very helpful toward that feeling, you know. So, horizon around here. I've so much paper, I need to find really quick ways of going through it. My first quest will be, I think, it depends on the kind of paper you have in what's the word I'm looking for? An overabundance, maybe, but yeah, it really depends on what kind of paper it is. That might inform what to do with it. I definitely need to fill up my stack in search of jobs. Getting through paper faster than needed. Oof. What's the I think maybe I've asked. Sorry. Ooh. Sorry about that. Maybe I've asked, but what's the job market like? The lighthouse. It is supposed to be a lighthouse. Slightly funky. Oh, did I say hi to Paulo? Hello, Paulo. And they prefer cold press web, so yeah. Is it like cotton paper? Is it cellulose paper mix? Anti-patience, hello! Well, there's like a ton of vacancies, but darn companies are not answering. That's not good. I have both, but I have my water gun. I mean, that's a good skill to work on for sure. Hey, Sean, hello. Otto, hey! So this is the kind of day where I'm going to be several beats off the pace. Perks of being Ukrainian, I can understand a variety of languages without speaking them. Yeah, that's a really that's a great perk. Hold on, let me grab my handy dandy cat head model. Bloop. It's really quite handy to figure out like ear positions. Even if I tend to be a bit more cartoony doesn't mean that I have to not make sure that things kind of work. I have a question because of the shots I'm taking. I'm limited with physical light. Oh yeah. And aside from weakened brain, doing well. About to take an inventory, see what I did there. Because I'm inspired to start drawing with glittery inks. Ooh. Ooh, glittery inks. Oh, Lewis, hi. I developed new floaters in my left eye the other day. Oh no. Keep an eye on it. That's an optician with a sense of humor, I guess. Lame. I've never heard that word used to describe inks. Rapunzel. I mean, I'll keep the idea in mind, but I'm not going to be drawing that today. I heard a Japanese artist called glittery ink lame ink and liked it. Oh, they say lame inks in Japanese. It's kind of funny because when I think of stuff that I've usually heard described as lame, it is it would be more like a mirror finish, or you know, almost with a chrome kind of shine to it. Need more glitter. And that reminds me of my Calibro paints, which I haven't forever. They make really pretty colors, Calibro. Oh. Lame, pronounced as that in Japanese, refers to glitter. Oh, interesting. You can get lame yarn that has a thin golden thread running through it. Glittery nail polish? Lame. You gotta put that like accented E in there, otherwise it changes the meaning of the word by a lot. And I still want a couple more sets, even though I tend to use mostly gold for accents in my art. They have quite a few like variants of gold that are really interesting. How I know I could just do the like stormy kind of sky with just the paint, but it makes for a weird like empty space, and I wonder if there's a way to I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna paint this with a stormy sky or a regular sky. It's just a regular sky. Probably not gonna have the lighthouse be lit up. That's perfect. This Linka are wow with the price. Yeah, the price is ridiculous. Like seriously. Unless there's actual like multiple carat gold in there, like miss me with that. I'll leave this sky blank for now. I need the netted eraser. The Lucas Gold is really nice. I gotta say, when I tried the tube version, I was quite impressed. And what I really like of it is that it's particularly pretty if you mix it with other colors. Yeah, the chunky. It is quite affordable in general. I don't know where to start. Start with the cat. Actually, I'm gonna start by clearing a bit more space. Agreed. I love mixing the Lucas Gold with other colors. Adds a nice boost to them. Yeah, it's a bit like the Lucas Gold is not too fine that it gets swallowed by any color you mix it with. You still get a really pretty sparkle out of the mixes. I feel like I need a specific notebook called Pumpkin Rex, or at least a couple of pages set aside with that as the title. The Aquafine Gold is also quite nice, in my opinion. The upstairs neighbor just shifted something around that really sounded like a big fart sound. Kind of always cracks me up. Hey, Amy, hi! I haven't tried the Aquafine one actually, but I can't get over that they have ultramarine pink in their range. Ultramarine pink, the phthalo turquoise one, the transparent pural orange one are particularly noteworthy. Oops, I forgot the cat still. Oops. Oops. It's a Manx cat. That was intentional. Yeah. this is terrible, but I'm gonna cover it up with paint. I was looking for Lucas but found Schminke. Are there aqua bronze any good? Yeah, it's a weird powder because it's a powder, and it's not. I'm not even sure if there's any binder in there. But if there is, what I remember hearing about it is that it's not very strong, so you kind of need to fiddle with it, like add some liquid gum arabic or something. I don't think I would recommend it unless you want to, really experiment and like figure it out. But if you want something quick and convenient, that's definitely not the one, I think. It will immediately infest everything. So it's basically just like any any glitter out there. Oh darn, now my inner art supplies hoarder is waking up. Then a no. We'll search for Lucas and probably get a standard clay rosette with gold. Always happy. Well, thank you. I think I have a binder built in, or at least the video I saw of someone making of them too. Yeah, that's the thing I'm wondering. Like, uh, I've heard that there is a binder in it, yes, but that it's not very strong, and I would like if I was to pan these to use as watercolor, I would worry that they would rub off the painting. crooked lighthouse. Thank you. So whimsy, and I still can imagine Rapunzel hiding there. It would be perhaps a hybrid of Rapunzel and a an old sailor. Now this has to dry a little bit. When I think about fairy tales, I often wonder what the original German version was like. Imagine that, long golden hair and a beard, and old rugged red sweater and a apropos thing, I recently got my hands on some West African indigo watercolor. Ooh. Okay, so this is drawing. I think I will try just to doodle that Rapunzel just fun because I think that's hilarious. Oh, Liz, hi. Hello. This is nonsense. Have to be like some sort of sailor that is cursed. More hair than cat. Catpunzel. It's kind of a weird notion, like anyway, okay, enough. The original Rapunzel, she was cast away to the wilderness where she gives birth to twins. Ugh. Pretty princess cursed by the evil Evil sea cat witch. They look like old crusty hairball with Batman. Would have to be an old salty hairball with bad manners. Oops. Oops. Ah. Ah. Accidentally put something on my keyboard, so. Apologies for the wobbliness and the sounds. So I'm trying to erase this. And they lived happily ever after until they met. Maybe try using these to paint this, because they're quite fun, and if I can find all the colors I need for this in here, it would be useful for something else. Ow. Oh, dude. Maybe some birds. No, I'm fine with it for now. Maybe I'll regret it, but I'm just gonna go with this as is for now. And my cat has opinions. Trying to figure out where to start. I'm gonna grab brushes. Actually, I'm gonna grab all the brushes and okay. What I usually do is, dang it, I make a first wash as a sort of a base layer and a guide for everything else. I don't know if I want this to be more of a night scene. Ah, no, I'll keep it kind of day-ish, I think. So I'm trying something that I don't think I've really tried before, and I'm using distilled water on my paints because I've noticed that the water we have here is like remarkably hard. It is a bit striking just how hard the water is in these parts. And that made me wonder if perhaps it had an impact on the paints, the paper, the paintings, and all of that. So I went and I got jugs of distilled water to try that out. That a Princeton quill. It is it's just a round. It's not in a quill, but it is synthetic squirrel, and it is a Neptune brush from Princeton. Really did fling water everywhere on that one. I don't know what color to make the cat. Definitely orange, orange. Yeah, okay. Hold on. Let me add some orange to the cat, and I'll catch up on chat just after that. 'Cause I gotta work while the paint is still kind of, you know, wet. Or the paper is wet, sorry. Paint is wet. What am I saying? Right. This I gotta let sit for a bit. The paints I'm using are this little set of paints from Woomer. They had me with the packaging and the branding with the cats, but so far everything I've tried from them has been quite, you know, decent. Of course, as you can probably tell, this is more of a hobby slash student range. But I like it quite a lot. I think it has quite a few colors in there that are really fun. I like these 3 greens a lot. I really like their weird neon granulating violet purple color. I think it's really fun. A lot of the colors are really nice. Like that's a really nice yellow ochre. That's a really nice turquoise. This neon like magenta pink is also very fun. Great yellows. Like I feel like it's a very serviceable set of paint, and I quite enjoy the format. Like it's a decent size for a desk. The mixing areas are very serviceable. You can even use this part here if you don't put anything in there. Very easy palette to, you know, care for. And yeah. Ow. Oh, that was a weird sound. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna try distilled water too to see if to see what difference it will make. Our tap water isn't that bad, pretty drinkable, but I'm curious. Well, when to have a quill? Oh, I have a quill. I didn't notice. Yeah, okay. This one is a quill, obviously, and it's huge, so I used it to wet the paper, and then I used the brushes that have the same hair, but with a ferrule instead of a quill like binding. Rolling over pink and lavender Da Vinci quill. Ooh, that sounds lovely. What the effect the water does as well, but hard. Want to hoard all of the quill brushes. Is that your favorite, like, brush shape? Oh, I love all the orange cat love in the chat. The packaging is so cute. It is, and their little logo is the little cat head. So and I mean, as far as collaboration goes, they are really nice people. So I'm truly quite pleased with my experience with them so far. Really enjoy Asian calligraphy brushes. Ooh, yeah. These tend to be relatively inexpensive too, unless you go for the really fancy stuff. Yep, you wrote it right. Arctic Journal. Does your hard water damage your iron? I mean, I'm sure it does. Use distilled water from iron or it spits out chalk. Yep. I don't remember. I don't use my iron often. I need to check the manual, but I think sometimes in the manual it will say to use distilled water with your iron. But yeah, the water here is remarkably hard. And I noticed that because I was doing my I have to wait for this to dry, so I'm going to be rambling a bit, but I might do a bit of a quote unquote pseudo show and tell. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I've been like sorting out all of my Schminke super granulating colors, and what I've basically been doing is I've been emptying the tubes like this, and I fill up a pan, and then for whatever's left of the paint, I put it in this silicone mold for little half spheres. And the motivation behind doing that is that I don't really use my super granulating paints often, so whenever I need to use them, the paint is always like separated because of the heavier pigments. So what I wanted to do with this was to pour out the whole tube, mix it up well, and then dry the whole thing out, because it will keep much better this way. But as I was preparing these little silicone molds for paints, I washed them with water and soap and let them dry, and they developed this white film over them. Now there's quite a few explanations for the white film. It's commonly referred to as bloom. It happens a lot on silicone tools and utensils and whatnot. And the two explanations I've read online about it, one was to the effect that it's something in the compound of the silicone that rises up to the surface. And I was like, if that's my problem, it's kind of annoying. I don't really know how to fix it. But then someone also mentioned the fact that if you wash your silicone with really hard water, which I know we have here, it's gonna deposit some sort of calcium something on the molds. And I was like, hold on, let me try that. Let me try fixing it with that. So I washed all the molds with vinegar, and I rinsed them out in distilled water, and they came out really clean. So that's kind of what got me thinking, like, if the water is hard enough to cause me this kind of issue, what else? Like, I use a lot of water when I'm painting, so is there a possibility that the fact that I'm using this super hard water for painting, is it affecting, the paints, the paper? Is it the reason why I have all these little white dots that we usually attribute to ash paper? But I mean, I'm not. It's not a big risk for me to try to use distilled water for a while, see if I notice a difference. And I'm gonna do some experiments, like have the same sheet of paper, but on one side I do a swatch with regular tap water, and the other side distilled water. So I'm gonna be experimenting, but yeah, initially it was the silicone stuff that got me thinking. Here too, it clogs it inside. Yeah, it deposits the. It's not chalk. It's in French it's calcaire, but it's basically soluble with vinegar. Hi, Melissa. Just love the way quills make marks for me. Also the way holding. Yeah, I agree. Even I mean, I don't know if you've had natural hair quills or mostly synthetic, but they have something to them that is not like a regular ferrule brush. Gold. That bright blue paint. Ooh. What's the bright blue one? Gotta be galaxy blue. It is chalk. Some carbonate. That's chalk, straight up. Huh. Yeah, on the molds, on the silicone molds, it would really fit with what it looks like. I went to a school that was on top of a giant chalk layer, and oh boy, the kettle had to be binned. Straight up binned! Like, you couldn't even save it with a lengthy vinegar soak. Yeah, it's like particles like calcium deposits. Yeah, it's a really peculiar look. It's basically, it looks a bit like when you have a difference in temperature between indoors and outdoors, and there's this like film over the windows, not the ice, but just the words. Anyway, vinegar cleared it up. Galaxy blue sounds fancy. It sounds fancy, but I don't think it's a particularly fancy mix. Most of the Schminke granulating colors have really fancy name, and then you look at what's in the mix, and it's not disappointing because that's not what I would really say, but it's like, oh, it's ultramarine and burnt sienna. It's named something like galaxy gray, and you're like, ooh, and it's like the most basic mix of colors ever. But see, that's the tube for galaxy blue. It is a mix of PG50 and ultramarine blue, so it's only like half special. I use citric acid for the kettle, really needed. Yeah, it does kind of the same. I think it depends on what you want to use it for, but I usually do, like, I will boil water in my kettle, and then I will pour in some vinegar and let it sit for a bit, and that usually clears up most of the deposit in there. Yeah, I've been doing the like the silicone mold paints for a bit. I have a few colors that are, you know, like dry and stored, and I have more drying. I have a few tubes left that I still need to express. Sorry, and put into a clean mold to let dry. That kind of stuff. I have some in this box too. For the tubes that I have that are smaller tubes, I can kind of fit leftover paint in here, and for the pans that I pour of this stuff, I keep them in another box. I feel like it's gonna be more convenient, it's gonna keep better, and it's easier to share. Like if I have a friend that says like, oh, I would really like to try this particular color, I can easily plop one of the dry thingy, and I can just give it to them, or put it on a piece of paper with a bit of water so it sticks to the paper, and when it's dry you can mail it out, that kind of stuff. I think I use citric acid because it smells less in the kettle. I did vinegar for my coffee machine, and the calcium deposits. Oh no. Maybe the citric acid would do a better job then. It's kind of still quite moist, but I think I can start painting in a couple of details. I like more localized colors instead of a big blurry base layer. Like I said, these are not fancy paints, but yeah, I don't think it's mandatory to use fancy paints for anything. Especially in this economy. Haha. Okay. Oh, I shared something on a Discord that I was so happy to have found. I was like sorting out all of my pamphlets and all of my old papers, like for watercolor paints. I have quite a few vintage pamphlets for a few brands of paints, but mostly Winsor & Newton and Holbein, that came with all of the paint stuff from my aunt when she passed. And I've held on to them because I find it fascinating to see the old stuff. You know, it's not that old, but it's all the old labels and the old products. And for the Holbein ones, I have quite a few of them that feature products that don't even exist anymore. And some of them I haven't like even seen. Like they talk about the Irodori watercolors from a couple of years ago, but they also have some sort of like acrylic paint in squeezable bottle that I had never seen before. So that kind of stuff. And I think it's quite fun. But I was sorting it out to save a bit of space, and I noticed that I had a pamphlet for the Winsor & Newton professional range that had a lot of really interesting info regarding discontinued colors and a lot of pigment information for some of these discontinued colors. And I remembered that I have a spreadsheet documenting all that stuff for my stash of paint, and I was able to compare the info on the spreadsheet with the info on the pamphlet, and it was really interesting because I was able to complete a lot of info, like quite a few pigment formulas, quite a few paint numbers, names, and like to sort out a couple of things, because when you sort of put together something from a bit of info here and there, it can end up a bit messy. But from having this pamphlet that came from Winsor & Newton, it was really interesting to have all this info from the brand itself. Got to go, need to lay down. Oh, I hope you feel better soon, Otto. Thank you so much for stopping by. Speaking of details, do you have favorite miniature painting brush? For like the miniatures, or just a brush for very small details in a painting? So many like little dust hairs and whatnot. For miniatures, I don't paint a lot of them. I know I have the set from Da Vinci for painting miniatures, and the brushes, they look really nice. I think they're all synthetic bristles, so that's quite good. But I would, with my level of skill and proficiency regarding painting miniatures, I would probably use whatever brush that's synthetic bristles and the size that I need for what I'm trying to paint. Like I said, I don't have a lot of experience doing it. I did a few, but I kind of lose my mind a little bit when I see the quote-unquote professional painters use Kolinsky brushes for acrylic paint for miniatures. It's a bit, it hurts. I don't think I could ever use natural hair, well, natural like fancy hair, or acrylic paint, or any other like plastic based paint. My partner is really into it currently, and I give him some of my tiny brushes, but I want to get him nice ones. Some Chinese cheapies with. Yeah, that's. I mean, that works. Buying the Da Vinci. They're really quite nice. The Da Vinci one. I mean, we all know it's a good brand, right? So there's that. But um, there's also quite a few options that would be super inexpensive. The only like the con of going for something cheap is unless you've seen someone recommend them or try them before, you don't really know what you're gonna get. They might be amazing for what you need, but they might also not be like not that great. It's a bit more of a gamble. They are as good as miniatures as skills, but sensation. Ooh, never heard of that. Oh my god, they all suggest Kalinsky and then they lick the. I mean, they deserve whatever upset it's gonna cause them at that point. Oh my gosh. I don't understand licking a brush. I don't think I've ever done that in my life. The only things that I've licked, and then again, not even directly, but it's thread when I'm trying to put it through a needle's eye. That's the only thing that I'll moisten to try to keep it together so it goes through the eye of the needle. But never ever in my life did I consider licking my brush. What the? Saliva is gross. It is not a suitable painting medium. Yuck. But she's also made like 15 minutes from. That's I mean, considering it's local, that's an even nicer gift. I feel like, because you give them like something that's part of the region, you know. I often wonder how or why people who paint with oils and acrylic use expensive natural hair brushes. As you say this, I'm using a Kalinsky brushes, which. Oh, okay. Why? what 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 does it bring to the experience that I'm missing? Because all I can picture is the plastic in the brush drying there and ruining the brush, and I don't have anything else to fall upon in terms of my interpretation of using Kolinsky for acrylic. I don't really mind it for oil paint because it's easier to clean. And it's more oftentimes a type of bristle that is it's still natural bristle, so but it's a rougher kind of bristle, right? It's hog bristle, right? Or do oil painters also use Kolinsky? And if so, it's gonna break my brain a little bit. Sean, at least you didn't say, as you say this, I'm licking my brush. I told him not to listen to people who lick their brushes. Yeah, seriously, that's a red flag. Had a full conversation. What? Brush helps you for making veils. Oh. Maybe this is my ignorance talking. They're going to immediately. I mean, I don't know. I know that for acrylic is if the paint dries in any brush, that's when you have issues. Oil paint, oil takes a significant time to dry out. I would worry about rinsing the brush in turpentine because I don't know how bad it would be on natural hairs that are finer, like Kolinsky or all that. But I don't know. There's so many good synthetic hairs nowadays for brushes, like synthetic bristles that mimic Kolinsky quite well. I get like hog bristle brushes or something really stiff, but Kolinsky, yeah, I don't know. It's like totally yuck. There are easy ways to die than oh my gosh. And like quicker ways too. Like very, very slow paint poisoning is not ideal. Hey, Phils, hi, hello. Yeah, and they were by then because Klinsky. Oh, I hate that. I really, really hate that. Oh my gosh, Lana, I I'm with you in spirit. This is something that I've rambled on so much because Mr. E does a little bit of miniature paintings occasionally, and he's watched a lot of creators who do that too. And yeah, he also like shared with me that they all like only vouch for Kalinsky, and I've ranted to him about it so many times. I just oh. I don't know if it's me, but I don't like natural hair for like the experience of them, or for moral reasons. There's a YouTuber that mixes paint on the palm of their hand, and I just can't watch. Oh man! You take the cadmium, and then you take the chrome paint, and the lead white. Yeah, sure, good idea. Good. Excellent idea. 10 out of 10, no notes. Turpentine probably dries out natural hairs and make them brittle. Yeah, I feel like it's too strong of a chemical, and with hair like Klinsky, if you want to clean them using oil, because that's another way you can clean oil, from what I've understood from very basic research, is you can either like dissolve it in the turpentine, or you can sort of push it out with more oil, like clean oil. I think it's possibly a lengthier process to clean your brush with oil, but it's got to be a lot less damaging. But when you have fine hair like Klinsky, how much rubbing of the hair do you have to do to get the paint out so the brush is quote unquote clean? I don't know. My Klinsky brushes perform better, mostly by holding more paint, which means less going back to the palette, so less moving is turpentine or mineral spray. That's what they want, add a bit of skin to the painting. Blech. Yeah, with art, everything is just practice. Even if it's, not the thing we all want to hear, that's all there is to it. Miniature painting, but I will get you the brushes. Let me take care of the brushes, okay? I know that I know. My topic, my field. Let me figure it out for you. And then you can tell me which ones you like, which ones you don't like, and I will refine my selection for you. Ah, for acrylic, it's not a small amount. Very noticeable. Oh, really? Oh, interesting. And what about if you try acrylic with a good, like, synthetic Klinsky? Is it like still a big difference? Because I'm pretty sure there's a difference between using like a dollar store synthetic brush and a fancier one. For sure, even with watercolor, but for moral reason mostly. Yeah, I mean, there are things that I feel it's a little bit less egregious to use the hair because I have hope in my soul that the rest of the animal is used for food. But with Martin, it's no. And also, like, Martins are adorable. They're so freaking cute. I can't. I know it's a lousy reason, but it is more difficult if the animal that the hair is from is infinitely more cute. I'm not the most knowledgeable about paint ethics. Maybe brushes will go bad with dreadlocks. Ugh. Yeah, for oral, any brushes for a game, including sable. Oh, I don't think of them as medium specific, just what it gives them. The price. Anyway. Oh, in the end, it's a matter of personal preference, but yeah. Like Lana said, part of the issue with the miniature painting and using Kolinsky for miniature painting is that it's really, really small brushes, so they dry so much faster. And consequently, they get ruined so much faster. So it's like, is it really worth it at this point? Like, really, really worth it? Can I have doubts? A couple of people better. Oh, that's good. I haven't seen the lavender one, so I'm really curious to check that out. In synthetic brushes. And it's synthetic brushes. Like the issue with synthetic squirrel is that natural squirrel is that it is so limp. It is so soft. If you wet it, it's and people who can use it do really good with it, but it's sort of a difficult tool to learn and it's not very forgiving. I feel like synthetic squirrel is a bit more forgiving and a bit easier to use as well. But white hairs quickly become. That's not something that bothers me ever. Actually, I kind of like having a white haired brush that becomes stained. I don't know why. I think maybe because it's like when you clean it with brush soap, it's easier to tell if you got all the paint out. It's never gonna go back to being fully white, but let's say you clean it up and what comes out is mostly red. Well, you can kind of more easily see if there's any red left in the brush compared to if it was golden bristles. I tend to like synthetic blends, silver brushes, and rosemary. Ooh, I haven't tried the Rosemary Co one. Synthetics are great, but no animal available. Mind you, I haven't seen how nylon is produced, so I have to look into that. There is one thing to be said for nylon, though. It is resilient AF. Like if, let's say for garments, if I know I'm gonna buy a garment with a synthetic fiber, I'm gonna seek out nylon because I know that at least that one is gonna be durable. If it's polyester, polyester is rubbish. But nylon, it's not ideal, it's synthetic, it's never gonna decompose properly and all of that, but it's gonna last you much longer. Didn't know I needed this curl brush effect, but it's perfect. Yeah. Pretty soft agreed, but I do really like naturals. My Sable brushes are mostly. Yeah, same. That's the thing. With Sable, if you are lucky, you can find perhaps some brushes secondhand. And if the person took good care of them, they're going to be really nice still. And if you take good care of them, you can keep them for a really, really long time. Most of my Kalinsky brushes are hand-me-down from the same aunt that used to paint with watercolor and has passed many, many, many years ago. And yeah, with brush soap, with care, proper storage, you can keep those for a really, really long time, especially if you use them with watercolor. So that's sort of the saving grace of it, in a way. Mine is like multicolored. Struggle with synthetic. Yeah, on the skin. The only reason I'm mentioning nylon, it's because it's handy for like let's say sports exercise wear or outdoors pants in the summer because it dries super fast. It's it's really, really sturdy, and it's not gonna soak up all the water as like cotton would. Yeah, I have a couple of nylon pair of shorts, and I really like them for the summer. They have good advantages, but it is with the the thought that you like I can't go out without pants, so I have to find something that works. And so far, that's the only thing that really works for our disgusting, humid, gross freaking summers. Blech. I'm not looking forward to it. Ugh, I hate wearing shorts. Blech. The devil's pants. I'm using hot press paper, by the way. I don't think I've mentioned it. This is a Arche hot press that I soaked, stretched, let dry on these particle board that my friend got me. And yeah, I'm experimenting with the traditional way of stretching paper. I was researching that last week, I think, and I stumbled upon an explanation for it that really cracked me up. What was it? Yeah, it was about soaking the paper, so you soak it long enough so all the paper pores open and absorb water. And I was like, wait a second, the what now? That's not how paper works. Synthetic clothes for summer. It depends. Jeans are not great in the summer. Like, even if it's shorts, they're not that comfy. And then if you sweat and it gets. Oh, anyway. I hate shorts. I hate shorts. I hate them with a passion. I hate short anything. Short sleeves, short pants. Ugh. I'm not tall. I'm the opposite, so it doesn't help. Because even when you try to find stuff that's perhaps a bit more loose, the cut is so ill-fitting. And the other option is, it's as if they took the pants and they move them upwards. I gotta sketch that out because I gotta rant about this. It is worthy of a rant, in my opinion. Sketchbook. Where's my sketchbook? Oh, no, that's not the sketchbook. So very quickly, let's assume. Okay. We have a person. Okay, this is like the body. This is the waist here, and the person has legs with knees. Okay, and feet. Okay, very standard. Okay, this is very like a standard whatever. Shorts, if you are short yourself, either they like the crotch is going to be here, which is super uncomfortable in the summer, and then the length is going to be there, which is also nasty. Or it's as if like let's say you have a regular pair of short, okay, and I have colored pencils. I need more. Skirts have the issue that your thighs can rub together and chafe and hurt. So skirts have the same issue with the length of skirts that I do with the length of shorts. Okay, in blue, I'm gonna draw like what I want, like my pair of shirt to be. It's a bit like Bermudas, okay? So the crotch is at the crotch because if the crotch is dropping, that's super uncomfortable. And the length is like, like mid between the crotch and the knee, okay? Well, nowadays, a lot of shorts, it looks like they kept the crotch like at the same spot, but they hiked everything up. And you have these high-rise monstrosities that have no inseam that gets like all the way up your torso because I'm short. So and it's like this is rubbish. This is poop. Like poop. Not good. Not good. And I'm like, who came up with these? Where are you? So I can punch you in the face. No, and no. There are non-jeans short. It's difficult to find. I struggle a lot. Like everything is high rise and has like 2 inches inseam. And I'm like, where do I find regular shorts that are not like polyester or viscose or rayon or bleh, or that are not white? Fellow short hater. Yes, high five. Rather wear long pants that can absorb sweat than let it dry my skin. I hate dresses with the passion you hate shorts. I also hate dresses. And skirts. I don't really care about what I wear, but I care about the comfort level of what I wear. Because I'm stuck wearing it. And let me tell you, as a very short person, high-rise pants are a nightmare. I cannot wait for low-rise to be back in trend, like actual low-rise, like 90s low-rise. Because, oh my gosh, I cannot do the pants that go all the way to like under my chest. It's you try to sit down and you feel like a sausage in too tight casing. There's nothing to do with it. Level shorts that are not as high. Oh man, I need to find out. I need to shop for a vintage one. Not like high waist one. Yeah, but that's the thing, right? It's being 5'9", what they call regular high rise or possibly mid rise has got to be a decent height, like a decent rise on you. Whereas it's still like extreme high rise for someone that is 9 inches shorter like me. Oh, you guys are all tall. Where are my shorties who hate shorts? Sorry. I don't. The length of skirts is a nightmare. And all the guys that were in the chat left. Sorry. If you're No, I'm not. No, I'm not. You can give it to me. I'll take the extra. I'll take it. I'm awfully tall as well. You guys got all the tall. Baby sis. She's totally okay with. 193. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know how that is in centimeters, but Mr. E is like 6. Mesure combien? Young. Oh, he is 6'2", and I'm 5 feet on the dot. I'm seeing a delivery person. Apologies. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. I'm the short guy in my family. For real? What? What? Oh my gosh. I look after a mom who is 154. Oh. Well, until you have a long flight to sit through. I mean, being super short is not ideal either. It's probably a bit more comfortable in some situations, but let me tell you, I hate going to the theater to go watch movies because, oh my gosh, the chairs are really not designed for shorter people. And you get up after a way too long movie and you feel like you've aged 30 years. Yeah, it was me. You have to look up to. Yeah, I mean, and then he sees the top of my head a lot, I guess. Ah. Yeah, nothing is designed for tall people and nothing is designed for really short people. And if you ask the sort of average range people, they're not satisfied either. So I don't know who they designed this stuff for, but no one's happy. It's all good until you have to like buy clothes or sit somewhere for an extended period of time or find a desk to sit at for an extended period of time, that kind of stuff. Kind of makes you miss the time where everything was made more um what's the word I'm looking for? Uh you know when you make clothes specifically for a person, you make these clothes on something. Anyway. Reflexive. Long people also work. I think that's fine. I kind of like it. I don't know how tall people feel about it, but I think it's a really cool way of putting it. You are a long person. Chairs are also not made for long people, especially claustrophobic. But for me, I don't have room to fidget my legs and move them around. I mean, long bus rides are a nightmare if you're short too. No one should sit for so long, it's just so painful. Custom made. Yes, that's it. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Tables feel low. It's stable. Almost on my. And if you're short, it's like, why is the table right under my chin? What's up with that? What am I supposed to do with that? And can you imagine the meetup? Half the people would be very tall, half the people short. No, I mean half the people. What am I the only? I think Amy is short-ish, but so far everyone else is either like average or tall. I am very short. Hey, Wallflower, hello. No, I don't know. Oh, okay. Yeah. We call them échasses in French. As long as it's not a big American pickup. Gosh, I hate like huge car culture. Ugh. Oversize is absurd. I mean, pickups were fine 20 years ago or 30 years ago. So buying clothes, women's clothes is a no. I disagree. I have a lot of tall friends, and they all complain about the length of sleeves, but sleeves that are too long are such a pain in the ass. I would much rather have sleeves that are always a bit too short than sleeves that are always a bit too long. Because they dip in everything, and it's a nightmare. I have a Toyota. I don't know a lot of cars by name, and I only remember the ones that I think are pretty cool. So I know what the Toyota Hilux is, and older models of Jeep are quite cool. And cars from the 80s. That's it. And the 70s. Also, that's the thing though. Like it's that it's a démesure. What's a démesure in English? It's like over the top. Because like if you happen to see a bigger vehicle, bigger pickup from not a bigger pickup, but just a regular pickup from 30 years ago, it's a good size. It's a really good size. It's nice. And I don't understand why nowadays, like the same, let's say, take the same model of car, but the most recent version of it, it's twice the size in all the dumbest ways possible. And I, with the price of oil and all of that shit, I don't understand it. It makes no sense, and I hate it. They're huge. They mess up everything, and the owners complain all the time. And it's like, dude, you don't live in the middle of nowhere, and you don't live alone, and there are other people here. Ah, okay, sorry. I like 3/4 sleeves too. I meant stuff mostly for the struggle of the smaller people. Yeah, high five. I'm sure it's look like that size, and you can. Be funny. Yeah, the fit is just not right. Like I like this hoodie because the sleeves are not too long, and if I hike them up, they stay up. But I've given away so many long sleeve tops because I would try to roll up the sleeves and they wouldn't stay up. Or when you end up rolling the sleeves and like 3/4 of the sleeve is rolled up so that the freaking shirt stops here. That's silly. At that point, I mean, find someone that the freaking sweater will fit better. Only prefer driving an SUV because it's so much safer. Careful to do errands. I mean, it's a product of the sort of um, moment we're in, but ultimately, I don't think you should need an SUV to feel safe. You know, there's perhaps other issues to consider as well. My giant self can fit in my truck. Nobody needs these abominations. Maybe. Maybe. Can you imagine if they made just one giant, one giant car just for Shank? Oh, sorry. Yeah, that took me out. Had a cute on the Civic at some point, and it was perfect small, but it fit a 2.2 meter by 4 meter shelf. Ooh, wow. I just feel um, like the overall scale of cars needs to be like turned back down to what it was. I'm not saying everyone should be in a smart car, you know, like the teeny tiny cars, but we need to take a look at the current day abominations like the F-150 and ask ourselves a couple of really good questions, because you shouldn't have a, a like this kind of vehicle available to just about anybody if you can sit something like eight children in front of it, and they're all impossible to see until you get to the ninth one. Like, there's no justification for that. That's absurd. That's dangerous, that's expensive, that's wasteful, it's absurd. It's just not a good idea anywhere. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't drive either. I don't have a car. I live in a city that has a somewhat decent public transportation system. And I've never really had a need to learn to drive. But if I had to drive, it would be a pain in the ass around here. And I would seek out a smaller vehicle for sure. Just because it's a city, we have space limitations. People complain that they don't have space to park their car because they've set up a bike lane, but like the person has 3 or 4 cars, including a huge pickup. Like, it's what the heck? It's a city. You don't need 3, 4 cars and a large pickup. Like, okay, you have the large pickup because of work, hypothetically, and you get one smaller car because you want to be able to move around, not in the oversized pickup. Gee, I wonder why. But what about the other 2 extra cars that you're complaining about? Just don't buy them? Like, what? Hmm. Had a custom made mattress. Was it like just very long? Oh, why are you sorry, Wallflower? Yeah, it's not personal. It's just a first I use it. No, it's fine. Oh my gosh, Wallflower, come on. It's not directed towards you. I know you mentioned your type of car, but I don't even know what it is. 3 or 4 huge cars and they get everything delivered anyway. It's silly. Like I live in a very like big city. It's a big city that has a lot of like city stuff going on. We have a subway system, we have buses, trains. You know, we have stuff available, and you still see a ridiculous number of like F-150s around. And the more common justification for people when you ask them like, why do you need a car that's this big? You know, oh, I work in construction, and you're like, yeah, okay, fair. But if I look at your current day vehicle and the same vehicle, but like I said, 30 years ago, it was just so much more easy to use back then. You still had the big space in the back for stuff, but the whole thing was kind of lower in terms of like being able to access the back, what do you call it, the bench? And like the width of the car made it much more maneuverable because it was less wide. And you might need that for when on a construction area, but for everything else, it's paved. Everything is paved. It's a big city. We don't have dirt roads here. Like, there's really no need for that. And I just question it because it's not being against the idea of like generally a pickup truck as it is, but more at what it has become now. And why is it like that? Because it doesn't look like it's an improvement. I never understood it about the huge cities here in Germany either. People drive by car into the cities and get stuck in traffic every morning and evening. How much wasted time? I know. And like they're like I get it. It's not necessarily fun to use transit, but it's not fun to be stuck in traffic either. And ultimately, like you cannot. I find it weird that to try to reconcile the notion that some people try to live as if they were the only person living in this huge city. And it's like that there's other people around you with different, circumstances. So, yeah, sure, it's not super great to have to transit by train morning and night, but at least in the, public transit trains, you're sitting down and you can read, you can work, you can watch something. You don't have to drive, You don't have to pay for the gas yourself. You don't have to, like, our subway is electrical. And we're quite fortunate here in this province of Canada that most of our electricity is from water dams, that kind of stuff. Like it's not through coal. We don't need oil for it. Like it's hydroelectricity. So it's not necessarily impacted by the current issues with oil, with all that stuff. So our subway is still gonna run. Our buses have biofuel. Like there's a couple of things that are quite nice. America is hard to survive in without cars if you don't live in the city. I have a harder time with gas guzzlings, sports cars, and SUVs. Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing. Like the way a lot of the cities in North America are set up is a bit stupid, but that's another rant for another day, I think. Yes, Americans are car dependent. You literally can't function most places without a car. Seriously. Cities. But that's because Arctic journals. That's because you are also very familiar with the more European approach to that. And it's a bit similar for me here, but I also know that even some large cities in the States are very not public transit friendly. And you still need a car, which is silly. Like instead of the eternal story of instead of fixing the issue by adding public transport, they're gonna add another lane to the highway. And it's just going to make the problem worse. It's not going to fix anything. Nothing is reachable like by walking or by biking. And if you want to walk or bike, there's no sidewalk, there's no bike lane. It's a hazard. It's dangerous. I see it often like with like there's a huge highway with so many lanes, and you're on one side of it and you have zero way of getting to the stuff on the other side of it, like the businesses and whatnot. It's like urban design, but stupid. Unless you're fine being stranded, yeah. But that's the part that's silly, is that like you can go to a big town and still be stranded with nothing. No way to get anywhere unless you have a car, which is so absurd. Subways is just so much efficient. You can get literally almost anywhere in Kiev without getting out of subway in about. Yeah, that's kind of, that's very similar to here. And subway also has the advantage. It has issues, mind you, but I'm pretty sure you probably have snow in Kiev too, part of the year. So the subway is nice for that, because until the snow melts, you usually don't have much issues with, plowing the snow with the subway. The subway is on the ground mostly, so it helps with that. When the snow melts and it starts infiltrating in the subway station, that's different. But yeah, oh my gosh, I'm so beyond my usual closing time because I'm rambling. I'm rambling so much. I cycle most places. It's good stress relief as well, but dodging. That's the thing. Like, imagine being able to bike everywhere, but on a decently designed bike lane. That would be ideal, wouldn't it? And it's so difficult to get the car people to wrap their mind around that notion. I've been there. Had to learn how to drive. I never had to drive in Toronto, but recently moved to a small town and it's a big adjustment. I miss public transport. It's such a weird how can I say this? It's a weird pile up of circumstances in a way, because technically, even if you move to a smaller town, it quote unquote should have been made so that you still have access to things within a walking distance. But yeah, we don't do that, so Americans want it, but our civil engineers work. And no traffic jam. No, it's very difficult to have a traffic jam in the subway, though you get other issues like, all the usual subway issues, like, oh, there's someone on the tracks, there's an object blocking the way, what else? There's a couple of situations that can be annoying and can slow down the, the subway system, but overall, it's still very convenient and very fast, because it doesn't have to care about the traffic above the way the signalization is made, like the stops, the way traffic goes up there. It's not affecting the way subway works underneath. Cost of living can be drastically reduced if yeah seriously. You shouldn't, in no circumstances, I feel it should be it should require a car to have access to food. Like not junk food, just food, regular food. Even if it's basic and a bit unimaginative, like the fact that some people have to drive for a really long time to get to the nearest grocery store is kind of surreal. Like my dad grew up in a little village here in Quebec, and it's a little farm village, like it's a little village, literally, and it still had its general store, which was basically a grocery store with some extras in there, but it was there and it was within walking distance, and you had the church and the bank I think was also the post office, and that's fine. So why did we stop doing that? What happened? Okay. I would never be allowed on the city buses to buy my shopping. Give me 15. Yeah, that's something different though. If you have to shop for like, if you have to go to IKEA, usually you will either get it delivered or rent a car. Some people will rent a car to get like big shopping hauls or whatnot. But for most regular stuff, like you can sort of do it more regularly maybe or something. And it's so you don't end up with one huge hole that you have to carry around. Totally planning. They're trying now to put more sidewalks in use path, but it's too bad. Yeah, it happens retroactively, and they have to make do with what's there. So if they had planned for it, they might have made the the street a bit wider so that there's room for a sidewalk and a bike lane instead of having to take the street as it is now and to quote unquote cut off part of it. Like they did that recently around here. They installed a bike lane, and that meant that it cut off one lane, one direction lane. So now the streets is a one way, and it took away one side for parking. And the car owners are so mad, but it's like, dude, it is what it is. And ultimately, the fact that there's a bike lane now means that there's going to be a lot less car in traffic. And if you have to use your car to go anywhere, chances are that it's going to be perhaps a bit quicker. And sure, you struggle to park, but I mean, you're not owed a parking space on the street. Like, what? No. Suburbs mile away from city centers. Yeah, with no services locally. And the way I think the way it's kind of set up is that the city will, if you compare the city with the suburbs, the city will quote unquote earn more tax from all of its residents than the suburbs will. And to sort of make the suburbs better, they will use some of that money from the city center to the suburbs, but you shouldn't design stuff like that. It's not sustainable. It's like it's like a pyramid scheme, but urban planning. Where do the old people go shopping? Unwalkable cities is the worst for elderly people. Because, seriously. And they're older, so they're not necessarily able to get stuff delivered. Over here, you can get, you might have to pay a bit extra, but you can go to the grocery store by foot or by transit. As an older person, let's say, you do your groceries, and then as you pay out for your stuff at the register, you can ask for your items to get delivered to you. And they will put them in specific bins with, like a label or something, and they will deliver your stuff at your place. But yeah, you have to be able to get to the grocery store if you want to be able to do that. Jumbo box of toilet paper from Sam's Club. Might be slow, but it's movement and creative. And they don't have, I mean, they're retired by then, right? So they can take their time and have a trip with it. It has been putting bike lane. Ooh, bike, scooter, and walk. Yeah, same. In my area, there's so many. Like it's quite residential, but there's there's really a lot of schools in the area. So every morning, every night, you see so many people on the bike lanes, either going to work, going to the subway station, because you can go to the subway station on your bike. There's a lot of nothing like particularly striking, but there's still a lot of place to park your bike at the subway station and then hop on the subway. And also all the people driving their kids to school on e-bikes now. There's so many of them. It's like insane. And they would still do it, but they would do it in traffic before they put the bike lanes. Like, it's not, oh, there's a bike lane, so it summons people biking. The people biking were already there. They were just in traffic and risking their lives for it every single day, you know. Oh, it's a little bit safer. Oh no. Anyway. And here it's really affordable, and we have a lot of the babushkas. Okay, I need to take a break and drink some water, and yeah, you will see more of this little drawing in a coming review video, I think. But now I will let it fully dry, though it is mostly dry by now. But I will do a bunch of watercolor passes, like wet on dry, and then I will do something more to it for that coming review. And again, apologies for all the rambling rants, but as someone aging in a city, and I have opinions about all this stuff, and I'm glad to see that you guys seem to have like mostly similar opinions, and that's great. So thank you so much, guys. Sorry for the rambling, and we will see each other on the Discord server and in the next stream. And until then, I hope you have a decent time. Good luck with everything. And take cake. Don't forget the cake. Bye!